As someone who can knit, crochet, and sew, I find it a little crazy that about 0% of my wardrobe is me made. Future Pren here. I realized after looking through some of the footage in this video that the sound was kind of crazy, so please bear with me. It's my first video I'm learning, but I did get a microphone, so hopefully this helps. This year I plan to fix that. 2026 is the year of the sweater, I've decided, and it is now March and I have yet to even pick a pattern. And part of that reason is because I look at my yarn collection and I go, I do not want to make anything with any of this. And so today, let's start out by looking at my wardrobe, what I have going on, and trying to narrow down my yarn collection to the yarns I have that at least go with what I have in my closet right now. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see that almost my entire wardrobe is black and gray with other colors kind of on top of it. That's a new development. I used to just do black and gray solids. That was a good place to start, but I've been trying to branch out. This kind of coral color is the one that makes the most often appearance in my wardrobe. I love this particular color of purple and I think it looks really nice on me, so I'd like to maybe go with some of that coming up. Everything else, black and gray, except for the one red thing that has made it into my wardrobe is this sweatshirt, and I'll be keeping it forever because I love it. My husband made it for me. I think a lot of people might say that I need more color in my wardrobe overall, but I disagree, and here's why. With a basis of black and gray, so much stress was relieved from my plate that I had more energy and more decision-making power to do other things, because I can literally reach into that closet, pull out any two things, and they all match all the time. And I've gotten it to the point where everything in there is comfortable and sensory-wise doesn't bother me in any way. Okay, I've gathered up all my yarn. I have it in a heap behind me, and I'm gonna go ahead and sort through everything and keep just the stuff I really like as opposed to the stuff I just ended up with because someone gave it to me or because I used most of the skein on a commission. So why did I decide that destashing half my yarn was gonna be the way I got started on this year of making clothes for my wardrobe? For me, it has to do with having too many options. I almost work better inside of a vacuum. Like if you say, create anything you want, the world is your oyster, any materials, any colors, any designs, I will sit there and think about what my options are and never make anything. If you put that creativity inside a little bit of a box, you put some constraints on it, then I feel more able to move forward in actually creating something. So how did I end up with a yarn stash that left me overwhelmed with options? First of all, I used to sell crochet for a living. I was a full-time crochet artist. I sold finished items and patterns. Most of those things that I made were custom orders, specialty items, one-offs for different people. And so I would buy the yarn based on their tastes and their preferences. And a lot of this is just what's left over from that process. Secondarily, as a crafter, I'm sure you know that friends and family are very generous. And when they want to get rid of yarns and materials that aren't working great for them, they give them to you. I think I should talk a little bit about what the differences in these two piles are because I see something really clearly. On this side, we have a lot of pastels, and I always wanted to be that pastel girly, but I think I just have to have a come to Jesus with myself. I am not. Those colors make me look sick. So I think all of these pastels and red, that is not a good color for me. All of that needs to go. This stuff over here, safety orange is my favorite color, so I will be keeping all of those. We have a lot of teal, a lot of greens. These are colors that I already have in my wardrobe as it is. So I think that's a good place to start. I've decided to keep all of my crochet thread because I never really got into it. Crochet thread projects are very time consuming and I never had time to do them. I love the way they look. So let's put that on the list for this year. Make a couple of garments, head scarves, hip scarves, something. Over here, I have all of my wool. And the reason that this is over here, I very clearly cannot wear wool. Every time I have tried to wear wool, I end up with a rash. It doesn't necessarily bother my hands to work with it, but I get hives when I wear wool. So unfortunately, I bought a lot of wool before I knew that was the case. Probably give most of it to my best friend, who is also a crocheter and a knitter. This, however, I will be keeping. This was hand spun yarn that a friend made for me. She made it on her spinning wheel and it's gorgeous. I think I might also go ahead and keep this. This is 3 balls of a hand dyed superwash merino. And I think maybe I can get like a little granny square duster vest out of it, which means none of it would be touching my body. Last thing, I want to do a sweater try on for the sweaters that I already have in my collection that have made the cut. Like, why do I like them? What about the fit do I vibe with? What about the colors do I like? So after reviewing the footage of those sweaters, a couple of things popped out to me. Number one, length doesn't really matter as much as fit. I do want it at least as long as the top of my jeans, so maybe just below my belly button or longer, but I definitely don't want the body or the hem fitted. I don't want it squeezing anywhere on my person. I like a little bit of room in a sweater, even when I'm wearing a shirt underneath. That's really important to me. As far as the sleeves go, it looked like a lot of them had a sleeve that maybe attaches, I don't know, down here on my arm. And I think that really helped with them not being too tight in the armpit. Sleeve length is really important. I like it to hit about mid-hand. And so frequently I buy sweaters that are 2 or 3 sizes too big to accommodate that because I have long noodle arms. But this will be really nice because I can make the sleeves as long as I want. And as far as the neckline goes, I think as long as it's not tight to my neck or a boat neck or something too open, I'll be okay. I would like to find a sweater pattern that has a neckline just about up to my collarbones, high enough to cover a t-shirt, but not so tight that it's touching me. So I poked around the internet a little bit and I think I found a pattern that's gonna work. It's called the Jazzy Granny Sweater by Kelly Phelps, and I found it on the Hobie website. Hobie, whatever. Anyways, it looks like this. I really like it because it is a granny square crochet pattern, which I'm already very familiar with. So I think that's a good place to start. I already know, I'm a pretty advanced crocheter, and I think that starting with some stitches that I'm already so comfortable with will let me focus more on how the sweater is fitting as I go. The other thing that I really liked about it is that I felt like I could modify this rainbow pattern to more of my color scheme. Hold on, I'm gonna show you my favorite dress, hold on. Okay, I just threw this on over my sweatpants, but that's why I love this dress so much. Number one, it's comfortable, it's flowy, I really like the color. So I've decided to pick some neutrals and a black to make this dress in, which I realize not incredibly innovative or thrilling, but I want something that's gonna go with a lot of my wardrobe. So let me show you what I ended up with that I found from my sorted stash. I have these colors, which I think all look really pretty with this dress and would look great with the rest of my wardrobe. And so these are gonna be the stripes. I didn't have enough of any one color for the main body of the sweater, so I just went ahead and got some Red Heart Super Saver in black. I know that everybody says you shouldn't make your sweater in acrylic yarn because you'll be sweating to death. I think that is valid advice, like I talked about before, I can't really wear wool, and I'm hoping that the holes in the granny square pattern will kind of alleviate that situation. For my first crochet sweater, I didn't want to make a big investment in yarn because if I have to end up ripping it out a whole bunch, I need to make it in something that I know is going to hold up. Thanks for joining me for this little jaunt and YouTube learning experience. Let me know what you think of the microphone. Did it help or not? As far as the sweater goes, I'm really excited to start it. I think that this whole process of making this video, sorting my yarns, really looking at my wardrobe is going to really help me make a more me-made wardrobe that I really enjoy and will really be stoked to wear, as opposed to just putting clothes on in the morning because they cover my body, and make me feel accomplished, like I made this thing myself. You know, nothing feels better than someone complimenting you on something you're wearing and going, I made it. If you want to join me for this journey, please follow me. I am really excited to do this and to share it with you all. And if you have the time, tell me what was the first sweater you ever made and how did it turn out? People that I've seen on YouTube that are like, my first sweater, are knitting these incredible works of art. I'm not gonna go quite in that hard. I need to start with a fairly beginner pattern, I think, and I'm happy with the one I chose. But let me know what was your first sweater pattern that you made, either knit or crochet, because I do both, and I will definitely think about making those in the future. So after reviewing, okay. I think I've said all the things I need to say. I'll cut it together so that it makes more sense in the end. But thank you so much for joining me, and I need to go get some more coffee now.